Okay, an interesting thing happened to me today as I did what I normally do, which is tending to the affairs of my son's life, okay, and my cat son and myself. But anyhow, an interesting thing happened as I was just taking out trash. Okay, I was taking out some trash, clearing, doing some purging, putting items on Facebook Marketplace, looking at, at what else we can purge incrementally as we go, as, time, starts to wind down and, trying to get rid of as much as we can, but holding on to some while still needing to operate. You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to navigate that the best way that I can. So, so I'm going through everything in the apartment and, purging and so forth. But then I just took out some trash, just standard, regular trash. And when I came back inside, I looked at a piece of, what you see, what looks like a fortune cookie, saying, right? Like the little paper. And it was on one of the counters, I guess, because, I was cleaning up stuff, going through stuff, and it was just one of the piece of papers that happened to be left. And I picked it up, the piece of paper that you're looking at on the screen, and I read it and I went, huh. After I came back inside from taking out the garbage. And, what came to my mind is what the title says: nice principles to live by, but ... Okay. Nice principle to live by. And it's a beautiful, lovely sentiment. I love that sentiment. Most people that hear it think that is a lovely sentiment. Most of us, even if we're not religious, even people who are not religious or spiritual whatsoever, there are people who still value that principle. Okay. Even, when you take away the whole spirituality or religion. And you'll hear people say, do unto others as you have them do unto you. But what does that mean? Somebody's gonna say, what do you mean? What does it mean? Bloomy bloom. Simple dimple is in the sentence. Well, no, I want to know in practical, real time in life, what does that mean? What does it mean? That's what I want answers for. Because I like the sentiment. I don't think there's nobody that's going to argue the sentiment, whether they're spiritual or religious or not. Even atheists, agnostics, everything in between, intellectuals. There are some people who still honor that principle. If they heard it, everybody will be nodding and smiling. Okay. So I want the world. I'm given let's just say me talking on this platform is provoking an opportunity for humanity. Okay, and so what does it mean? To sit down with it after we smile and nod and get 1,000 likes, shares, follows, and subscribes, whatever the case may be, in terms of we are posting glowing statements and GIFs and all that good old stuff. Okay, and what does it mean? Somebody's going to be real intellectual, and somebody's going to say, well, bloomy, bloom. It means that you're supposed to, give the kind of treatment to people outside of yourself in every way, the same kind of treatment that you feel you deserve, that you feel worthy of, that you expect, that you want. Bloomy bloom. That's what it means. So that's not hard to figure out. That ain't nothing deep. Bloomy bloom. Everybody know that. Bloomy bloom. Okay. Let's go deeper. So when it comes to life and living, stuff that's not scripted, stuff that is not bullet pointed for a PowerPoint presentation or a Zoom meeting, a church sermon, an energy circle. When it comes to everyday, mundane, regular, practical life, non-scripted. So in other words, it's not a part of the to-do list task agenda. It has nothing to do with our inner circle. It has nothing to do with our personal friends and family and our personal cliques. It's not on a schedule. How does this apply? To read it in a leather-bound book, in some cases. That says, do unto others. Somebody's gonna say, well, okay, I get it, you know. So yeah, I'm doing unto others, you know, as I would have them do unto myself. Because if I was, I would. No, it's a lie. Because if we're honest, when we sit down and we talk about things that we would do, in most cases, that is all that is, theory. Because when it comes down to something like that playing out in life, depending on what the variable and the circumstance is, no one wants mistreatment. No one wants to be treated unjustly, unfairly, harshly, unwarranted, or without one being able to truly know and see and sense from your standpoint. In other words, in your skin, in your shoes, in you see what I'm saying? Not similar experience. That's not what we're saying. A whole lot of people have similar experience. The reason why I'm breaking it down in a way in terms of like how nobody wants mistreatment, because all of our, we're all different. Oh, we're different and we're the same, but we're different in that wherever we are in this evolution, our culture, our upbringing, our belief systems, everything that has shaped us, which it flavors everything. So it may, there are people who believe in abuse culture. So they think it's okay because they don't know that that's what it is. That's what they came from. So to them, being treated harshly is called tough love. It's called, strictness. It's called all these things versus what it may very well be, insensitive and abuse. And trauma dumping. Because a lot of us, I can attest to this. I was a young mama. I'm not gonna even go there. I'm not gonna do it. But the point is, whether we're willing to look at those things or not, oftentimes we're trauma dumping onto our children. Because we're frustrated in life, especially when you're young and you got your trauma, you try to survive, you're dealing with all this shit yourself, you don't know what the hell, bitch, you're like, you know what I'm saying? And so most of the time we don't realize it. So when the child disobeys or when they act out, the discipline often looks a lot like it's abuse, because we're going to use that as an opportunity to take out everything that is bothering us as we discipline our children, because we pissed about life, we pissed that we lost a man, woman, we pissed, bitch, because our inner child shit never got dealt with, and and if the child is doing what a child does, which is natural to growth, it's natural for a child to do certain things, but certain cultures have been taught certain things about that on top of our own junk. So I'm going there in terms of, instead of doing unto others as you would have them do unto you, getting to the truth, getting to the nitty gritty of the bottom line, that nobody wants mistreatment. I don't care what their belief systems are. No one wants unwarranted, unjustified cruelty. No one. Our enemy, our friends, our foes, follow. Because if we were to go to the leather-bound book and just go based on that text, it did not say do unto your friends. It didn't say do unto the church, the mother of the church, the intercessor, the spiritual high priestess, high priest, the cult leader. The boss, the leader, the one that you want really bad and you're trying to kiss up, the fraternity and sorority that you're trying to get in and get hazed into. This dude you've been crushing on since high school, this chick you've been crushing on since high school. Somebody that you think you can get something out of. Somebody you think is going to give you a leg up in life. Somebody that you're going to use as a network come up. Cloud chasing. Social climbing. That's not what it says in the good book, that they would call it the good book, in that leather-bound book. Some of us paper-bound. Some of us, go to the motel, used to have Gideon Bible. Didn't y'all used to wonder? Let me get off of that, because I'm like, I wonder what it was. I'm just having a flashback from just back in the days, okay? It's like, have y'all ever wondered, did you really want to steal a Gideon Bible? Do you even see the irony of stealing the Bible? Oh my God, because y'all know every hotel, motel used to have Gideon Bibles. And a day, you'll steal your Gideon Bible. It's like, you kind of defeat the whole point of you getting the Bible. Okay. So, because I just had a flashback. That's all. I was like, oh my God, back in the days. So, I'm just simply saying all this, just something to think about. We're all guilty. I'm no exception in terms of the tendency to, we get in a groove and a routine of things and just saying shit, just saying shit. But if we were asked to apply it in an inconvenient moment, we can't do it sometimes. Or we just fucking simply don't want to, just to keep it real, okay? Or The human psyche can be very sophisticated, believe it or not. It's fascinating what the human mind and psyche can come up with in order to confirmation bias a behavior that it wants to hold on to. So some of us, we just be like, fuck that. Well, I'll do that tomorrow, bitch. Today, you know what I'm saying? It's like, well, nobody do this perfectly. I didn't say anyone ever does. I just said, is it something that any of us are ever actually applying when it's inconvenient? Do any of us actually, I'm just curious. This ain't for us we don't need to get mad. It's okay. There's nothing to get upset about here. It's okay. Does any of us ever actually do the self-reflection that we say we're doing? When it's uncomfortable. I'm talking about, and I'm not talking about putting a harsh hand even on ourselves. Somebody possibly thought that that's where I was gonna go, but that's not where I'm going. Because it's not about even that. Because that's not gonna help you. It's not gonna help me. It ain't gonna help. That's abuse culture still. Follow me. That's still the fruit of abuse culture towards ourselves. Oh, y'all didn't expect that from me, huh? It is. Because this is what makes people not want to self-reflect. Uh-oh. There it is. This is why people don't want to. Because if they adhere to their abuse culture programming, this means that it has to be turned in onto themselves. Which it can't, So let's find it's better to find a justification for this than to do self-reflection. Because if I do the self-reflection, boom, bitch, and then based on my own system, then I'm going to have to be harsh on me. Because do we? Like I said, I don't think any of us do this perfectly, even those of us who are doing it. I don't think we do it perfectly, and I don't think we do it a millisecond, just boom, bitch. Like, I don't. So, if somebody out there do shit, they must be a yogi, bitch. They on a mountain, bitch. They ass, this. Okay, they is not irregular shit. Okay? Because I'm like, oh, It's uncomfortable to self-reflect sometimes, but it's not meant to be hard. It's all I can say and all I can offer. The only thing I can offer is that it's not meant to be, okay? It's not meant to make you see what I'm saying, end up abusing yourself in the name of teaching yourself some kind of lesson. It's meant for awareness, and with the awareness, then the ownership of, and with all of that, whatever the process is of getting, alchemizing that and making adjustments, and it's not a bullet point. We're not going to put a list. I know how certain personalities and energies, especially leaning onto left brain, but life ain't like that. This experience ain't like that. It's not going to be neat and tidy. It's just not. Okay? So it's meant to go, okay. There's all these variables and colors. This is what formed me and made me me. So this is not meant to beat me into oblivion, because I am what I am because I became. But I need to own And it's what I do from here on that has potential to change my whole get down. Am I self-reflective? Am I willing to step back and look at my own bias and nose blindness that there's no one walking that's exempt to having? Not even me. There's no one. No one. Because they ain't got nothing to do with, perfection and all the things that we have a tendency to think shit got to do with. That's the nature of this here shit. We rolling in and shiz. Intention and motive is everything, because that's going to be the base. And I think that's usually the saving grace for certain people, because that's the baseline, foundation, frequency, and resonance that makes determinations of things too. Am I really? Do it to others. I do like the quote. I do have it on my desk. But I mean, just like scratching our own head, because you do this privately. It ain't like you got to have a bullhorn. Ain't nobody got to know. Nobody got to know nothing. This is what self-reflection is. It's yours. It's mine. Nobody has to know that. But it's just for you. So for your own growth, like, oh shit. It's like, shit, I show bitch. Let me tell you something. I got this all over everywhere, bitch. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not like that. I'm catty. Even if I'm a guy, because catty is not just, it's referencing women's ways, but I've met plenty of men who yeah. I'm messy. People that I don't like, I'm not applying that damn scripture to. I'm going to find one of the kill 'em scriptures and scriptures that's going to be just good and plenty good for this here situation. I'm going to find me a cherry picked scripture, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to work well. How you darn. And I'll save this one for, the people at church. I'll save this for the lighter weight things, the people that are, for my family, for, my little annoyances that do unto others. But motherfuckers, I ain't jiving with. I don't like they ass. And whoa. That's not supposed to go for them. They consider a heathen in the story book of the Lord. See, I'm supposed to be abusive for them because that, that's corruption. It's What is our obsession with correction? That's another video I'll have to do another day. Oftentimes, it's code for I am blame shifting and projecting something that I'm not facing and dealing with and overcorrecting someone else's life. Because what's the obsession with that? We can't even be human no more. I did a mini video on that. I'm like, we can't even be regular and shit no more. We can't. We can't. We just can't. Somebody reach out to you. We got to give people sermons and gifts about outfits and shit. Ain't nobody ask you about no modesty. Are you watching something that you're not admitting to watching? Uh-oh. But I'm just saying, like, how is that, relevance? We can't be, again, some of the questions we can start asking ourselves, those of us who are feeling so inclined in our private time with ourselves, ask yourself and get real about not what you want to believe that you would do because it seems deep and spiritual, but get for real about it. If you were hurting, if you or your children were hurting, going through injustices, going through all kinds of shenanigans that just don't add up, make sense, and, you're doing, as far as you are concerned, everything, you're giving it all you got. Do you want somebody to decide they need to critique your life at that time? Do you want a sermon? Do you want somebody going through your list of failures to remind you about what you already know? Do you want people to judge you based on your race, your creed, your ethnicity, your color, your complexion, your weight, your shape, your gender, your sexual orientation, your religious, spiritual, or philosophical bents and political views? Do you want someone to determine that based on those differences, you don't deserve humane treatment? Do you want somebody to steal from you? Do you want somebody to steal from your children? And I'm not talking about a popsicle, because I think we all done that, if we're honest. We're not talking about easily replaceable things. Do you want someone to try to entrap you? Do you want someone to try to set you up unbeknownst to you, not even knowing why? Do you want somebody to be after you and your children's life like that? Do you want to be? See, we have to ask ourselves, do I want to be a meal ticket for somebody and not even know that I'm a meal ticket? Do I want to be cattle? Do I want that treatment done to me and my beloved, my seed? Do I want to be singled out and targeted while there's corruption, infestation all around me? Do I want that kind of treatment? Am I going to be honest about that answer? Do I want to be treated a certain way because I dated someone and I didn't know whatever the fuck their whole life is, bitch? And do I... Do I want to be the brunt of, somebody's Hunger Games, somebody's boredom, somebody's whatever? Will I feel like that is justified? Will I be okay with that? Would I just go on about my life, la-di-da? Would I be cool with it? Would I be cool with powers that be being connected to people of my past, lovers, relatives that are estranged, and deciding to make that an opportunity for revenge? Do I find that behavior for me and my own beloved or household acceptable? Do I find that to be what the leather-bound book would approve of? Or my own personal inner, I said that for those who lean towards that, okay? But folks who just consider themselves a decent being. Because that's what that whole phrase means. See, this is what breaking it down means. This is what it looks like. It's not about highlighting it. It's not about writing it like standards back in the days. You have to go on the board and write standards on a green board with yellow chalk. It's not about standards, writing standards. It's not about, because that was all about memory. That was all about conditioning. That was all about getting it in your head. But what does applying it look like? See, this is what we're doing. And when we're in our private time, this ain't about having a prayer room and closet or a spiritual room or a reflective room, like whatever we call it, our room of thinking, or, whatever. And it ain't about just being in there on some devotee altar or just collectoids, factoids of information and, being eggheady and all that shit. It's not just about that. Because, okay, so that's nice. That's nice. That's great. Okay. Using the prayer closet. That's real lovely. I know. That's real lovely. So now, I got them. I know what they up to. Ain't fooling me. Now, that's what this is all about. Do I want somebody to be disruptive above me in my household? Do I want somebody to beat the bejesus out of the ceiling? The walls, the floors, windows, being disruptive all day and night? Is that the kind of conduct that I deem, that I expect? Whether the person like me or not, whether the person know me or not. Do I want somebody to do occult ritual abuse on my descendants? Do I want them to go to town forever? Until the end of days? on the innocence of my bloodline. Do I want them to sacrifice mine to some weird ass cult, children of the corn? Do I want them to sacrifice mine to Baal? To the Archon? Is that acceptable behavior that I would want for me and my little precious princess? My little precious prince? Is that what I want? We have to ask ourselves that. All things being equal, if there was nothing that could stop it from hitting him. Oh, there you go. There it is. No bracelet, no amulet, no circle, no prayer, no spell. No mojo bag, no amulet. I'm saying all this to say is I'm proving how most of the stuff that we like you see, this look like a little cute, little cool picture, don't it? It look like it's a little cute, little creative artsy, bitch. It's got the color blue for the throat chakras and everything. Right? And it's got even the symbol, the Reiki, you know what I'm saying, and all that, the symbol behind it, you know what I'm saying, about the throat and shit, which is communication. It's air, it's the manifestation. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, this is truth. This is truth. And we were like, ooh, yeah, see, look at that, praise. Yeah, girl. You know what I'm saying? That's real, though. That's real and shit. And woo. And then go leave, act like hellions, and go doing all manner of wickedness and debauchery. All manner of lasciviousness. I love using these words because those are real words. Okay? But those, you know, and I'm not making those words up. Those are the words in the scriptures. But I've always found those words to be, I'm like, those are interesting words. Lasciviousness and debauchery, right? All manner of vow. Y'all. Hello. They be like, so that ain't mean nothing, bitch. That ain't mean nothing. Shit, that ain't mean shit. We just said some shit. That ain't mean nothing. You ain't even think about that shit no more. Huh? You know, I ain't even care. Got on a t-shirt. I'm wearing my t-shirt because I'm representing. Right. But see, faith ain't a t-shirt. It's behavior. Because it takes a certain level of development if you think about what I'm saying. Because just to be honest, we're all flawed here. Let's just, me and come on now. None of us are always on our damn A game. It ain't that, you know, it's challenging, especially when it's to do with people we don't like. Let's be honest here. Abuse culture comes in strong, good and plenty, especially when it's to do with people we don't like, even if we don't want to say it out loud. And we go around trying to act deep and extra spiritual and trying to act like that ain't the case. Like all of that kind of shit, He hollering at whatever he watching on TV. He gets into it. I don't know if you can hear the TV because he got it pretty loud back there too. But and again, if you're a decent person, where I'm coming from if that's you, you're decent and you're not that self-reflective. It was never meant. This is not supposed to make you like, oh, okay, I want to crawl in a hole. At least that's not the intention. And I don't think that's going to serve anybody. I don't think it's meant to make somebody want to crawl in a hole. Because how is that going to help you? How's it going to help you grow? Because in a loving and kind way that's not degrading to you or anyone else. It's so you can go, okay, all right, okay. Ooh, let yourself feel it. Like, okay. I lack depth here. Okay, this is a blind spot for me. This is, this is a blind spot for me. Okay, it'll require me to slow down a little bit, and it's going to require me stretch a little bit because I got to make some, because growth is uncomfortable most of the time, isn't it? Because it's not already ingrained. Our default setting is what it is. It's like, oh, okay. And now I'm on my path to becoming more self-aware and as a result, more aware of others, more self-aware and then more aware. And then it's going to create a trickling effect because all that is going to lead to changed behavior. And I guarantee you, so this is for the good folks out there. So as you're evaluating other people, this is not for us to have our bullhorn and be rolling our necks at people and stuff like that. Some of you all are going to be out there confronting people, rightfully so or correctly so, in certain situations. But what I'm really saying is more about observation of ourselves and other people, because we all could sit up there and talk a game to everybody. That's not hard to do. It's not hard to have nice talk. It's not hard to have a platform of sorts or a business or whatever, or an appearance. But what's the challenging stuff, I should say, what challenges us often is the whole behavior modification when it's inconvenient and when it has to do with people that we're not directly benefiting off of, or when it has to do with people we have odds with or something, understanding that those people do still are, should I say deserving, but as the book says, unless there's been a real, tangible, grounded in reality, that somebody, you see what I'm saying? And even then there should be parameters. Even then. Okay? What do we expect? We want our lives and our children to be safe, provided for, happy, to have access to things like everybody else. And if some people are violating that, then that's a problem. But this should help us also to understand. So this helps me understand a lot of other shit. If somebody is being violated in this way, it makes sense. Because if they're being violated by people who quote this quote, it's like an atrocity. It's like the hypocrisy of hypocrisies, the epitome of hypocrisy, the epitome of double standards. You know, people who wave a judgy finger and preach those things yet are at the base heart of abuse. It's the epitome of fake. And what is that supposed to help us to do when we realize that? Internal assessment, make the adjustment, move accordingly. That's it. That's all. Because it's been revealed. It's not about trying to convince them or overly focusing. It's about, I see what I need to see. I know what I need to know. Simple. And make, as far as it depends on us, you, me, make whatever necessary change and adjustment you can for yourself in every moment to the best of your ability. And that's all. And then after that, continue to do our own shit. To, like, you know, being that keeping that self-reflective kind of vibe going on about ourselves. Like, okay, everybody got nose blindness, you and me. So I want to be the best version of myself as well. You know, where am I, bitch? You know, maybe I'm not to that extreme, but it's, you know, I want to be one to try another way of saying that phrase is people will say stuff like, you know, I'm a father, I am a mother, I am a, you know, basically giving the impression that, you know, as a mother, as a father, as a this, as a that they hold some kind of wisdom and understanding, and that they hold some kind of regard. But that's just talk if it's not matched. That's all it is. If it's not matched when they have one, let's put it this way. If I put on a ring of Gaijis, am I going to still be self-reflective and mind? Am I still going to be inclined to do unto others as I would have them do unto myself if I'm wearing a ring of Gaijis? I hear you. I'm gonna be done. So that's all. Hope, you know, whoever ends up seeing this video someday, this, you know, hey, look at the disclaimers I got somewhere in the description box. Okay. It's just something to think about. I know that I want to continue to become the best version of myself I can. Okay, in my own unique way, considering all things and variables that have shaped my life up to every now moment. Oh, I said it that way for a reason. But, you know, I do. That's my heart. That's my heart's goal. The best, you know, the wisest, the, you know, the kindest, the, like, all the, you know, not just fancy. I'm not talking about just I want money. I want money. Lots and lots of money. I want to be rich. Oh, I want to be rich. Ain't nothing wrong with being rich though. Oh, I want to. That's not what I'm talking about though. I understand that that's some people's, that's everything. That's okay, whatever. I'm gonna leave that alone, because sometimes shit just ain't even shit, bitch. I don't know no more, bitch. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? I think I just want to be regular, bitch. I think, I don't even know no more. I'm just gonna go ahead and keep it on the wall, huh? I don't even know. Because I seen motherfuckers get, people they become monsters and shit. I don't, turn straight into cold monsters. Once upon a time, when they was in high school, they was a sweetheart teddy bear and shit, bitch. They ass got down that shit and turned into full-fledged, full-blown monsters and shit. What the fuck? I don't even know. But anyway, back to what I'm saying. For me, it's not just about the material world and the material aspects. It's the core essence of my being and operations. Not perfection, because I don't think any of us are going to arrive to whatever that's supposed to be. I don't know. But just, are my intentions good? Or is my intentions, bitch? My motives. Do I want good for all at the base, when as much as possible? You know what I'm saying? With balance and wisdom and justice, when criminality, we got all those variables. Whether they're on my team or not. Whether we go to the same church or not. Whether we even holding the same beliefs or not. So let me go and play with that, y'all.